all the way to the elderly person is about to leave his body. It is applicable to everybody. So this Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjun, is not only for Arjun, but it is for everybody. Can you please sit straight properly? This is assembly, right? This is not resting place, I guess. So now, what will happen to when you all have this Bhagavad Gita coffee with you? What are you going to do with that Bhagavad Gita? What will you do with this Bhagavad Gita? You will read Bhagavad Gita. What will you do with this Bhagavad Gita? You. What will you do with this Bhagavad Gita? Yes.
Shamita.
What will you do with this Bhagavad Gita? Shamita. You will read Bhagavad Gita. Very good. Now the question may come, I have to read physics, I have to read chemistry, I have to read math, social science and EV and many other subjects. Why should I read Bhagavad Gita? Why should we read Bhagavad Gita? I have so many things to do. I have homework. I have to do it. Why we should read Bhagavad Gita? Heli. Huh? Anybody can tell why we should read Bhagavad Gita? We got 3 answers that we should read Bhagavad Gita. But the basic question is that why should we read Bhagavad Gita?
For enlightenment.
Give one round of applause to him. Your name? Huh? Charvik. What does it mean by Charvik? Huh? So Charvik, which standard are you from? 8th standard. Charvik means intelligent, and he says that we should read Bhagavad Gita for enlightenment. Now this enlightenment is very high word for the standard of 8, 9 standard, but something that you can get some knowledge which will be helpful for you how to lead a life, how to live a life, whether you are a student, whether you are working professional, you are a father, whether you are a husband, whether you are going to the companies, you are the citizen of our country. Anybody and everyone can use this Bhagavad Gita. It gives a directions, it gives a principle how to live a life. Yes? Somebody raised the hand here. Yes. To live, to learn a moral lessons, value.
To learn moral lessons.
Learn moral lessons. So today, as we are progressing in this modern society, as you know that how we are deviating, gliding down from our culture, our moral values and discipline, so many things that we are actually deviating, and it is just a matter of time that we will forget all of these things. So Bhagavad Gita gives us directions that how to live, how to lead a moral life. Very good. Your name? Niranjan from 9th standard, 8th standard. Very good. Why should we read Bhagavad Gita? Not a single answer from the intelligent girls here. Yes, ma'am.
It's like a manual to our life.
Oh, Haribol.
Bhanu.
Bhanu from which standard? 9th, 10th standard. Bhanu from 10th standard, she said Bhagavad Gita is a manual. So when you, how many of you have cell phone? Do you use cell phone? You are not allowed, right? Silent. So it answers that at the school you might be using, but at the home you might be using. Or if you get a watch, if you purchase a watch, along with the watch you get a manual, right? What is the use of manual? How to use that watch, how to change the timing, how to set the alarm, right? So similarly, when we as the human form of life, when we are born, how do we live a life? The today's student, they will say, sir, we don't want to go to Bhagavad Gita, if you go to Chat GPT and ask how to live a life, Chat GPT will give on what is available in this material world. But, and something ma'am is saying, something that will be wrong answer as well. But Bhagavad Gita will give you an answer called as a perfect answer. If you go to watch or you have cell phone, the cell phone has a version 1, version 2, version 5, right? Because it is getting better and better. Have you heard about Bhagavad Gita? Earlier in the past we have Bhagavad Gita version 1, now we have Bhagavad Gita version 2, and tomorrow we will have Bhagavad Gita version 3. Is that so? No. Bhagavad Gita is always there. It is a perfect knowledge. It is the same Bhagavad Gita yesterday, it is the same Bhagavad Gita today, and it will also be the same Bhagavad Gita in 21st century. Along all those things, whatever the answer, and I will stop here, just last but very important, by reciting Bhagavad Gita shlokas, what do you think will happen to you, student here? Why should we recite Bhagavad Gita shlokas? Even if you are not understanding, some student may say, if I read Bhagavad Gita, first of all, I may not know Sanskrit, I am not able to pronounce shlokas, and what to talk about its meaning, it is far from the understanding. So, what will happen? So, many times students are sick, right? When the students are sick, what happens? What do parents do to them for the students? Or if something happens to the student here, what do you give, ma'am? Medicines, right? You give medicines. So when you take a medicines, do you know what is the ingredient of the medicines? How does this medicine work? Do you know that? But you just take it because madam told or amma appa told you. You take that medicine, but you do not know how this medicine works. So similarly, even though you may not be able to understand Bhagavad Gita, but just by reading Bhagavad Gita, just like by taking the medicine, whether you know it works or no, what are the ingredients, but still it works. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita, whether you know it or you do not know, Bhagavad Gita works for you. So it is very important that everybody should recite Bhagavad Gita. And when you recite Bhagavad Gita, the most important thing will happen to all of you, that your memory become very smart, very sharp. How many of you would like to make your memory so that you will be able to answer in your question paper? How many of you want to make your memory very smart? Can you raise your hands? What about others? They don't want to make your memory smart. So just by reciting Bhagavad Gita regularly, that you can have your memory so smart that you will be able to answer all the questions. And the last but not least, Bhagavad Gita help us that to have focus. The 8th standard, 9th standard and 10th standard kid will tell, we have so many distractions, but just by reading Bhagavad Gita regularly, your focus will be on your study, you will be less distracted, and you will be much smarter and intelligent boy and girl. How many of you want to read Bhagavad Gita on a regular basis? Very good. So let's chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.